officer from Leicestershire Constabulary. During my service, I was awarded several letters of commendation. I received a Chief Constable's Commendation for Outstanding Service and was the recipient of a Bravery Award from the Prime Minister at that time, which I received at number 10 Downing Street. I've not come here to speak to you today. I've come here to speak to them. The police officers of this country. On the 19th of October 2018, and I hope you are listening, former Chief Crown Prosecutor Mr. Nazir Afwaz stated in an interview to the BBC Radio 4 that in 2008 the Labour government under Prime Minister Gordon Brown and Home Secretary Jackie Smith sent a circular to all police forces in this country saying that as far as these young girls who are being exploited in towns and cities, we believe that they have made an informed choice about their sexual behaviour. And therefore, it is not for you police officers to get involved in. Child victims of rape, torture and trafficking, which ended in sometimes in instances of murder, were purposely ignored by the British government.
This woman, an ex-police officer who worked at the highest levels inside the Labour government between the years of 1996 and 2004. And now, 2018, she's speaking at the Police College Foundation and giving a scathing, bad report on the misuse of the police force committed by Tony Blair, Gordon Brown and Jackie Smith during that period. Now, what we are talking about here is the systematic allowing for and then covering up thousands of incidents of child rape, abduction, trafficking, murder, violence, and domestic deceivery, all done in the name of Islam by practicing imams, muftis, and other types of Muslims who attend mosques in this country and are carrying out a jihad rather successfully. And this is the kind of person that we need to find. You could be this woman, you could be like this woman, and speak out in defense of your country, because believe you me, time is running out. Don't believe me? Think it's all just a game? Let's see what else Miss Muller has to say.
The inquiry into these horrific crimes against children laid blame squarely on the management of the social services, the so-called care organisations and the police, when in reality it was the British government who willfully allowed British children as young as 11 years old to become prey to vicious Pakistani Muslim rape gangs. To be repeatedly raped, to be branded with hot irons, to have their tongue nailed to a table, and then to silence their desperate voices with a blanket ban on investigation. Former Home Secretary Jackie Smith is now chairman or chairwoman of a charity formed to support girls at risk of gang violence. You can't make that up. In my opinion, Gordon Brown and Jackie Smith should be serving life in prison for their complicity.
Why is this not in the news? That's what we need to be asking ourselves. Why, when a high-ranking, decorated, trustworthy ex-police officer with decades of experience in this issue knows the entire set of people who were in the government, and she has to go and give that speech in front of a bunch of dirty coppers who were running out the room while she was talking, by the way. It's been 6 years since she made that speech. Has anything changed? Has anything in the government changed? Even though it's a completely new set of people, apart from David Cameron and the tendrils of Tony Blair. Apart from that, everyone is new in their positions. So how is it that this is still being ignored?
Since when do the police not investigate the rape, torture and trafficking of children? Since when can underage children make informed choices about their sexual behaviour? And where is the inquiry into Gordon Brown and Jackie Smith's involvement? On the 18th of May this year in Oldham, the police escorted a large group of angry, masked Muslim men who were screaming obscenities and Allahu Akbar into an estate where a peaceful group of men, women and children were gathered to hear speeches at a legal political rally. The group of Muslim men attacked the people at the political rally with rocks, bricks, bottles and scissors. Video footage clearly shows police officers not reacting to the mob of angry men throwing missiles into a peaceful crowd. Police officers at the scene were not attempting to stop the Muslim men from committing acts of violence against innocent people like you.
See, this is the problem that we have in this country. 6 years ago, that woman risked everything to make that speech and has continually campaigned for your rights, my rights, the rights of the common British citizen. Yet we hear nothing about it. So we know for a fact the BBC are not interested in this. They will cover that up. The Telegraph, The Guardian, Sky, Reuters, ADF, the French guys, Al Jazeera, Israel News, none of these guys are going to cover this. Because it's nothing to do with them. The only way we're going to get this issue seen to, bearing in mind that woman is 6 years in and we haven't heard of that until today, the only way we're going to solve this problem is if we rank our numbers and we grow those numbers, and every single one of us takes our personal responsibility to never stop making this point. Videos, posts, pictures, social media, WhatsApps, flipping shouting out your window. Until every single person knows this is the truth of Islam. They're not a religion of peace. They're not a religion of diversity. They're not here to spread good tidings and blessings. It's a lie. We know from reading the Quran, the reliance of the traveller, from listening to people such as Neon Muller here, and from the thousands of victims that we find who go without justice day after day. This needs to stop. And you and I are going to be the people who make that happen. So let's see the last bit of this clip, then we will summarise on the excellent work of Neon Muller and the despicable inactivity of the police under this inept government who are covering up racially motivated, religiously motivated perversions, rapes and murders against the children of this country. And the longer we sit by and do nothing, the longer we share in that shame. Let's see the rest of this video.
The violence became so bad that the young children present at the rally were driven away from the scene in a van with a bloody police escort. Shame on you! The video Their inaction to protect innocent people from a violent mob is reprehensible, yet no action has been taken against these officers. Amongst the long and ever-growing list of embarrassing footage available to watch on social media is a video of a uniformed female police officer laughing whilst being sexually assaulted at a London carnival. You can watch footage of uniformed police sergeant adorned with rainbow flags dancing in the streets acting like a clown. There are photographs and videos of uniformed male officers wearing red high-heeled shoes and uniformed officers posing in furry animal masks, along with rainbows painted on official police vehicles. The internet provides us with a story of police officers fishing copies of the Quran from a canal at your expense, whilst in another part of the country a man was arrested for reading passages from the Bible in the street. Even publicly quoting a speech by World War II Prime Minister Winston Churchill has become an arrestable offence, as politician Paul Weston found out to his expense in Winchester in 2014. Is it any wonder then that the British police force has lost the respect of the British people? The police force has been strangled by common purpose training, political correctness, and religious and political bias. The British police force were once the envy of the world. It is now a laughing stock. Your government and chief constables have allowed a once proud and well-respected profession to be dragged into the gutter. They have sacrificed your profession to appease Islamic ideology and political correctness. Let me remind you, police officers standing here not listening to me, that you swore an oath to serve with fairness, integrity, diligence, impartiality, and accord equal respect to all people. You swore to cause the peace to be kept and prevent all offences against people and property to the best of your ability. You are not upholding that oath. There will come a point in time where you men and women of the police forces in this country will have to make a choice. Will you be loyal to your Queen and countrymen as you swore you would? Or will you continue to be played as political pawns in a game that you cannot win? I refuse to use the politically correct term police service, as your actions in recent years as a whole are only of a disservice to the British public. Thank you.
Many thanks to Neon Muller for her continued bravery throughout her career and even afterwards in defence of the British public. That is someone who takes her British values seriously and is willing to take risks to get things done. So, roll forward to the current day. Do we have anyone else like that? Can you name me someone who is so courageous in defence of what she believes in? There just isn't enough people. So, we look to the few we have. Enter Rupert Lowe. British politician, ex-military, middle class kind of guy. Working class, but middle class now. And he's one of the only people in the British political establishment with enough balls about him to actually point to this issue and say, what are we doing about this? While you're over there whinging about people's, hateful Facebook posts that might upset someone, the irrelevant crap that we don't care about, why are our resources, our tax pennies, not going towards this issue? Let's hear, in the current day, what Rupert Lowe has to say. Then we will conclude. Take it away.
The ECHR, what does it actually mean for British people? Let's go through a few examples, shall we? A convicted Sri Lankan sex offender allowed to stay in Britain because he is gay and would be at risk of persecution if he was returned to his home country. I don't care. A Jamaican drug dealer was jailed twice, allowed to stay in Britain after claiming his removal would breach his right to a family life. I don't care. A Zimbabwean jailed for killing a man in a car crash. Can I continue? No. A Zimbabwean jailed for killing a man in a car crash, allowed to stay in Britain after it was discovered he had an illicit love child. I don't care. A convicted Indian paedophile allowed to stay in Britain by claiming the move would harm his children. I don't care. An Albanian criminal was allowed to stay in Britain partly because his son will not eat foreign chicken nuggets. I definitely don't care. We hear so much of the human rights for foreign paedophiles, sex pests and murderers.
Is not giving way. Members may disagree with what he's saying, but we will conduct this in an orderly way.
What about the human rights of the British people? The right not to be raped, stabbed and killed by foreigners who should never have been in our country to begin with. Please spare me the continued moral outrage.
Mr. Lowe, sorry, Ms. Commerce is making a point of order.
Yes. The Honourable Gentleman just referred to the fact that someone, it just mentioned a few moments ago, that someone...
Point of order. It is not a point of order in relation to the content of his speech.
What's wrong?
Mr. Lowe.
Please spare me the continued moral outrage. I am bored of it. The British people are bored of it. It is not cruel to deport criminals. It is not inhumane to defend our own citizens. What is cruel and what is inhumane is allowing foreign killers and sex offenders to walk amongst us in the name of the human rights they should have forfeited the moment they committed their crimes.
Time to wake up, people, and smell the coffee. What he's saying is true. Everything I've been saying on my channel is true. Everything that you hear from Muslims is going to be false. And we need to put a stop to this. So let's get it done. Hit me up in the comments and we'll get started. That's all for now. Hope you enjoyed that and you learnt something. God bless you all. And I'll see you lovely people in the next one. Bye now. Bye.